Advanced techniques. Highlighting. Highlighting is not done a whole lot, but it's a really cool way of giving your concrete extra colors and extra dimensions. What you will do is first spray on your first coat and let it completely dry. Then, either using the exact same color or a darker color, you'll go out and you will just lightly mist it with the second color. And this is how you do that. If you're going to be doing two different colors, you apply your lighter color first, your darker color last. If you're using the same color, then it's irrelevant.
Dark stain always trumps light stain. When it comes to applying your stain on your concrete pad, you're holding your wand about a foot above and going from wet edge to wet edge. But when it comes to highlighting, you would be holding your wand up about like this and just lightly misting over top of the stain. Let's say you have a light colored stain, but you want to highlight it with some dark. The two ways you can do it is, just as I said, to mist over the top of it lightly, or if you want some highs and lows in your highlight, you can move your wand up and down as you go along.
That's how you do the tortoiseshell effect, as a matter of fact. The tortoiseshell effect is where you apply a light color first, a very light color, and you've of course got your nozzle about a foot or so above the concrete, and then the second coat is applied pretty much in between waist level and shoulder level. But if you're highlighting, you want to fluctuate between waist and shoulder. But if you want the tortoiseshell, then you keep it pretty well at a constant level on your highlighting, and you just lightly mist the concrete. And that's how you highlight. That can be used to camouflage bad areas or areas that you've patched and the patch color isn't really taking that well. It can be used for many different reasons, and it's something that you may want to consider doing. Multiple colors. Whenever you use multiple colors, there's a few things to remember. You might use multiple colors to create a checkerboard design on the floor, or you might create a pattern to where you've scored or you've taped a certain pattern in the center, or you might want to do a border. If you've pulled up carpet and there was tack strip and you've patched those areas where the tack strip was and you're afraid that the stain is not going to blend in well, then you might choose to do the border with a darker color and really kind of darken out that area to help hide those patches. And well, any other number of reasons and artistic values can be the determining factor for using multiple colors. But if you do use multiple colors, then you will typically use a brush in the smaller areas, and you will pour the stain in a bucket. You'll dip the brush in the bucket, shake off the excess, you'll set the brush down on the concrete, and you'll brush in a circular motion. You're going to set that brush down in the center of the stone now, so that if you're doing a border or if you're doing a checkerboard design or any kind of another pattern, you set your brush of stain down in the center of the stone. You brush in a circular fashion, working your way towards that outer edge, so that by the time you get to the edge, your brush is not full of stain, so it's not readily pouring out the stain, which would bleed through the joint and over to the other stone where you don't want it. Instead, your brush is going dry and you're actually dragging the stain up to the edge. And that's how you do multiple colors. You'll brush on one color and then you'll brush on the other color. Or if you're doing a light color and a dark color, like around the border, say you're doing a border, or you're doing opposing stones, you could stain it with the dark color, and then you could come back in with the light color and just spray on the light color and spray the whole entire area, because the dark color is going to overpower the light color anyway. Or you could do the opposite. You could spray your light color on the entire area, let it dry, and then come back out and brush on your darker color in those areas.
Another really cool trick you can try is to take a black Sharpie and run it down the lines you scored for your borders and designs, and it sharpens a look from this to this.